Okay, guys, welcome back to another vintage video. Today we're playing some basically mono blue Tinker, just with a black splash into Yorgrim Soil DT and Vamp. And this was posted on the Discord by Lukashi, who has got a paper list, and they sent a paper list, and it looks sick. So we're going to run this through a league, because I like the look of Tezzeret the Seeker. I think that sounds really fun, obviously combos and tutors with your Time Vault. But we've got 4 mana drains. We've already got Gifts Breach leveraging mana drain in the format at the moment. Trying to mana drain into a stock up or a Gifts Ungiven. This deck we're trying to mana drain into a stock up or a Tezzeret, and that should kill. We've also got a Wan Shi Tong as a cute little thing that we can drain into, or just, we produce so much mana so quickly with all of the zeros plus Soul Ring and Mana Vault that maybe we can get a big early Wan Shi Tong. But as with all the old Tinker lists, the main aim, I think the main aim is going to be an early tutor, DT, Vamp, or Mystical. Find our Tinker, cast our Tinker, get a Citadel, and then generate some overwhelming card advantage from there. So that's the deck list, and then fundamentally our game plans are going to be, Tinker for House or assemble Vault Key and kill with Wan Shi Tong or Urza Saga or Tezzeret Ultimate. Post board, we've got 4 cards here which are going to deal with artifacts. So Hercule, Steel Sabotage, 2 Consign, 2 Leyline, 1 Jailer, 1 Sphinx, 1 Tab, 2 Needle for the Dredge matchup, and then push, snuff out Virtue's Ruin for mono white. So that looks fantastic. We will go and play this through a league and see how we do. Okay, round 1. We are on the play against Digger Boy, and this hand looks powerful. I'm going to keep it. I don't know how I'm going to play it. They reveal a chance of the annex, which is distressing. So they're on what? They're on mono white. So if we go, kind of dicks on my whole plan a bit, but we can go Swamp, cast a Mox Jet, and pay the 1. That was a very good Chancellor, to be honest. And then cast Lotus Stock Up with the intention of getting another Mox somewhere. Leave the blue floating for walk. So we stock up. We don't find another Mox. There is a Brainstorm. There is a DT. Do I want to take Brainstorm DT? Maybe the stock up was bad. Maybe I'm supposed to slow down a bit, but I think with the blue floating, we will just yeet away the Brainstorm though. And then we'll put back Tezzeret Undercity, Tezzeret Vampiric. I don't think I've played this well. There probably was a better sequence in here. But that Chancellor did a lot of heavy lifting. Let's go Tezzeret Undercity. If we're unencumbered next turn, we can upkeep Vamp for Tinker, Time Walk Tinker. So opponent's got 7 cards in hand though. There's a Chrome Mox. Gets rid of the Chancellor. Plays a Wasteland. Pays 2 mana for a Void Mirror. Void Mirror kind of beats up on the Tinker plan. So if I upkeep for Manifold Key, upkeep Vamp for Manifold Key, draw Manifold Key, cast Manifold Key off of Swamp. Cast Time Walk. Untap with Manifold Key, Mox, Jet, Swamp, Academy. Then I can DT for Time Vault and be 1 mana short. I'm definitely going to Vampiric, because I want to shuffle my deck. So, Manifold Key would be 1 mana. Then I would play Academy, cast Time Walk for 2 mana. I could then untap, and I'd have 2, 3, 4 mana open. That doesn't quite get there, does it, this turn? But I would have a draw step to draw a land with. No, I wouldn't. I can't do anything through the Void Mirror. So what happens if I just get Ancestral and walk into an Ancestral pile? Into an Ancestral, that doesn't seem very good. If I get Tinker, that's not great. If I get Mana Vault, cast Mana Vault, Time Walk, set up some sort of stock up thing. Mana Vault might be really good. Mana Vault's a lot of mana. I've got a Time Walk. So I can play Mana Vault, cast Time Walk, untap, cast... That might do it then. Because then, so what, then I'd have 3 off the Mana Vault, 2 off the Academy, 2 off the Black Sources. So that's 7 mana. And then... I don't know. I think I like Mana Vault the most out of what I've said so far, so I'm going to go for that. There might be something I'm completely missing. But let's cast a Mana Vault, play an Academy, cast a Time Walk, go through to the next turn. I've now got infinite tutors available to us. So let's go draw step, Undercity Sewers. So if we Yawgmoth's Will with 1 floating, then we can cast Stock Up. Right, so this is what, 7 mana? So 7 mana into 2 pieces is pretty tough though. I don't have lots of black. But I think I do like the idea of Yawgmoth's Will. But maybe I like the idea of DT for Manifold Key. That would leave me 2 floating. And then I can untap my Jet. And then Will and DT. I'm going to DT. I'm going to get Manifold Key. I'm unsure if I've got all the mana available. No, this gets counted on the way through because I'm stupid. Maybe we just get Ancestral this time and just call it a day. But I really don't want to give them another turn, you know? Okay, I'm going to get Manifold Key. And then if I cast Manifold Key off of blue mana, we can then untap Mana Vault with not blue mana, retap the Mana Vault. This is really bad. Where are we going? I'm just going to play my land and pass the turn, I think. I think I've done enough. Let's play an Undercity then. Don't need a Delta. That does give me a land drop next turn. I'm going to get wasted though. Maybe I was supposed to push a bit harder. I don't know. The Void Mirror really fucked me up there. As did the Chancellor on turn 1. They've got a Cavern of Souls. Naming Dragon. That's a problem. No response. So, Mana Drain. Oh, fuck me dead. Why did I play this deck? So I can will and DT. So one. Maybe I just pass the turn again, but I'm just gonna get wasted out of. I'm gonna get my brains wasted, aren't I? I'm gonna cast the Yawgmoth's Will. I'm certainly gonna cast Brainstorm, I think. I need to find this Sink into Stupor that we've got in the main deck. Which I've done. I can now cast this Polluted Delta. And then if I fetch an island, I can DT for Time Vault. And then that will kill on the following turn. Time Vault. And then just pass the turn. And then we take 3, they play something, they waste this. Sink your dragon. Cast Time Vault off a Mox Jet and win. That's the plan. They're going to waste the Academy. And then they can't do anything, right, unless they've got an Ancient Tomb in hand. They've got Witch Blessed Meadow. They waste the Academy. What would you shock that in for then? What would make sense there? It's like an instant speed disenchant of some variety? That would suck. But now we've won. Okay. That was not clean, happy, nice, or easy. But our opponent has conceded. I feel that was a lot easier than I made it look. I don't know. So I definitely want the 4 removal spells. I don't think I'm interested in Sphinx of the Steel Wind. Do I want like a Consign to counter a Void Mirror? But the Void Mirror is already in play, right? Maybe Steel Sabotage because that actually bounces the Void Mirror. So that's 5 cards. Force of Will's questionable. Mana Drain's really bad, surely, in this matchup. So I keep the Forces for turn 1 interaction, but the Mana Drains seem horrible. Misstep's not very good either. There's a chance I'm not supposed to go completely nuts on my drains. I like all of the lands. I like the Tezzeret. Wan Shi Tong doesn't seem particularly exciting, and negation's going to be bad. So I've got 2 mana drains in the deck, but just on the draw with mana drain seems really, really bad. But we've got a bunch of removal, plus 1 way to bounce. I'm going to keep this hand, it looks really good. If they have a turn 1 Void Mirror, then this guy dies. They've got a chance of the Annex, which is also quite annoying. But if they have got the turn 1 Void Mirror, we can just throw this to break the Mana Crypt. Plains pass. Okay, so we'll just cast Mana Crypt then. Oh, there was 2 of them. Motherfucker. Didn't realise that. Should have checked. Okay. So this is what, turn 2 Ancestral, or we can walk into a stock up. They've got a Wasteland and a Vexing Bauble. How much do we care about Vexing Bauble? Not a lot, I don't think. We've got 4 basic islands in our deck, remember? So I'm going to Mystical for Ancestral here. So I'm a lot... Oh no, I do care about it, don't I? Because all my Moxen. That was stupid. We'll Steel Sabotage bounces. So I can Ancestral 5 to 8, play a land as 7. But we can decide what land we're playing. Probably just Island, I imagine. So I can still cast Steel Sabotage if I want to. Opponent has a Cavern of Souls. Name's Archon. Okay. So now I get kind of punished for playing that island instead of that swamp. But I'm going to play swamp. I'm not going to stock up. I think I'll bounce the Archon and cast some spells later. I've got Spell Pierce if they do something really annoying. Spell Pierce probably shouldn't be in the deck, to be honest with you. Looking at it. Void Mirror. So that one I think I'm going to counter. Wait, does this card actually do anything? It counters all the same stuff? Okay, you can have it. Let's sink this guy because it's annoying me. And now we can do what? I think I just want to walk. I just want to stock up. I think I'll stock up. So I can go fetch land. Fatal Push. Tezzeret seems very good. Polluted Delta seems very good. We're marching our way towards the Tezzeret here. They're going to cycle the Bauble for a card. They play another Wasteland. They cast Archon, which which is fine, I believe. Yeah, we can draw a card. Another Tezzeret. So it's fetch with our Delta, grab a basic island, push your Archon, and walk into a new turn. And it's interesting as to what we're going to tutor with Tezzeret. I assume it's just our Time Vault, right? So we can fetch again, get another basic island, which is so insane, and then cast Tezzeret. -2 on Tezzeret. Get Time Vault and pass the turn. And then they've got this turn to come up with some answer to this Time Vault. So Witch Enchanter. But if I go time, yeah, so then I can Vampiric Upkeep for Yawgmoth's Will, play Yawgmoth's Will and take infinite turns with Tezzeret. And that's that. Play a Delta. I made a land drop. I can't cast any of those cards. We win. Lovely stuff. That was cool. Game 1, I think I executed poorly. I think play 5 lands and occasionally interact, all of them being basics here, was really sick against those 2 wastelands though. Okay, game 2, or match 2 against I Sleep Too Late, and this hand does not spark joy, so let's mulligan. And this one looks fantastic, so I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to bin a negation. They've got a Bazaar of Baghdad, which is not exciting to me. Into graveyard. Squee, no. Squee's horrendous for the home team. They didn't do anything either. So play an island, cast a Sapphire, cast an Emerald, and then pass. We might get Vigored here. Vigor Trap, Vigor Drain. They've got the Squee going. There's the Vigor. We'll drain the Vigor. And if they trap us, we'll force pitching something. If not, then we'll just Mystical for Tinker in our upkeep with Force of Will behind. Maybe that's too aggressive. Maybe I'm supposed to just go to my main phase and just take my 4 mana and cast Stock Up. But they're not going to fuck about, right? We're going to die quite quickly. Wasteland, Squee. They cast a hollow one. They've got 3 cards in hand. So like Force of Will, Mindbreak Trap, another Vigor. A Vigor I can cover. I think I'm just going to Mystical for Tinker here. Mystical for Tinker. Draw step. I get a bunch of mana. Cast Tinker. I haven't made a land drop. I've got a Force of Will to protect this with. If they've got Force of Will trapped, then we lose. They are paying some costs. Okay, so they've got a Noxious Revival. Let's get Bolas' Citadel at 20 with a land drop to give. The Mox Opal gives us Sock Up, which means I can just bounce that, right? I probably should. Just bounce their Hollow One and then stock up past this land, I think. Or am I supposed to play the first land? Mindbreak Trap on my Sink into Stupor. Okay. I think I play the first land then. And then I hit a Mana Drain. So then I can stock past this. And if they've got another trap, then I can drain them. They don't. So let's take Gitaxian Probe, Brainstorm. Both of these cards are really good with Bolas' Citadel. Cast this. Do I want to probe you or brainstorm you? I brainstorm myself. I guess I brainstorm first. And put back. Oh, I'm blocked, aren't I now? So I put back Polluted Delta, Mana Drain. And this is not something I can push past. But I can have Force of Will, Mana Drain open for the next turn cycle. They get 2 squeeze back. I'm likely to just block, I assume. They've got 5 cards, they'll go up to 7 down to 4. They've got a Wasteland which binks on my sea, but I don't care, actually. Nothing costs me mana anyway. I'm just wondering whether I will drain a lizard here or not. I assume so. Although they can set up and have... They've got 3 cards left. So I've got everything covered with the cards in hand, so I guess I do drain a lizard to push through my pile. And then I chump block here. If they've got a hollow one, that's fine. I won't fight that. They've played a Wasteland. But if they play a Vigor on my upkeep, I can cover it. So this was a bit sketchy, but it just means I can push further through my pile, right? I'm going to chump block here to maintain life points. The Vigor's covered from cards in hand, so we're at an effective 11. I think they're trying to see what they can Noxious, because they keep paying costs and then popping out of it. So I think they're trying to block me with a Noxious somehow. We block here. Both squeeze got discarded again. Draw step. So yeah, it looks like we're getting Noxious, and I think that's fine. Because I can always push through to this. I can always push through a Git Probe anyway, can't I? Oh, Vigor. Vigor pitching Basking. Okay, and we had that covered as well, as discussed. So opponent's now Hellbent, and we've got a draw step with our Polluted Delta, and then this is not a blind card. So I guess I just play the island and pray then, right? Or do I fetch Undercity Sewers with Delta? That might be better, because that's 2 looks. That clears the top one. And what would I take? I'd take 8, and then you'd have 2 squeeze. Or do I just play island? I think I just play island. Into Lorien Revealed for 5 life points. Yeah, right. I'm supposed to hold down control here, aren't I? That's a swamp. Mana Crypt, Tezzeret. I'm at 6. Tinker's in my graveyard. Cast Mana Crypt. Ancestral myself. That's another island. I'm at 5 now. Find an academy, but that doesn't do anything. We can cast Tezzeret the Seeker here. I don't have a Sensei's top, right? So I'm not sure what I tutor here. I think I just have to tutor Time Vault and just see what the top card offers. Nothing else really does anything for the way our hand looks. Our hand is not exciting. I can untap 2 artifacts and die. I think I'm supposed to just -2 find Time Vault. Or -1 and find Vexing Bauble. So that clears 2 cards. Maybe that's better. But that's gonna... I'm then 1 card away, right? I've got to face this Mana Crypt down as well. I'm gonna get Vexing Bauble. So that's gonna clear this card. Oh, motherfucker. Well, let's cycle the Vexing Bauble. Oh, that was gonna always happen, wasn't it? So let's cast Black Lotus. Cast Demonic Tutor. Get Yawgmoth Will. Crack this for black. And then Yawgmoth Will cast a bunch of cards out the graveyard. Mainly Tinker. And then Tinker will get rid of the Mana Crypt and find the other piece of the puzzle. And then we can find Time Walk off of the DT and kill them. This deck's fun. So the ley lines are good. Needles are good. Tabs are good. Sphinx is good. I don't really want anything else, right? Mana Drain is a challenge. Negation is useless. Spell Pierce is powerful. Misstep is powerful. Vamp DT Mystical. We want all of the bangers. I think I can. I don't know if I can cut a Tezzeret. I think I can cut a Wan Shi Tong. There are Wasteland decks. I probably want that. I probably want some access to House. I'm not sure though. Probably not actually, because like the Sphinx is so lights out. It's insane. So that leaves us with 1 more cut. Could just be Drain. Could be Stock Up. Could be a Tezzeret actually, seeing as my main plan is going to be Tinker for Sphinx and to sweep up after that. But I think I don't need quite so many 5s in my deck because I'm just more interested in the 3. Whilst this hand looks great, I don't think it's good enough. It's just turn 1, get figured, turn 2, die is pretty tough. So I'm going to mulligan. I've got Saga and DT and Brainstorm. I should be able to piece something together from here, right? Just how fast they're going to be. I think we put back Island and say done. I don't want to lead on Saga, but I do want to lead on Saga, if that helps anyone. They've got a Bazaar, they're on 7. Saga's so bad because it's just going to be the first thing to get wasted. It's like part of a downside of how many islands we're playing, I think. We could consider Shocking in Sync. They've got a turn 1 Vengemind. On 7, that's probably game. We go to 16. We go to less than 16. Well, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Top deck that academy, please. Lotus would be sick here. Mana drain. Take 12, 13, 14. Do I want to get Undercity first, or do I want to get Brainstorming? I think I'll get Undercity. I'm at 1. Because any Mox can DT for tab, right? And then they're 2 lizards away from killing us. They've got 4 cards in hand, so we've not even tested their permission yet. They activate the Bazaar, though. Wasteland is game. We've got a Tabernacle. I'd like this. Would I like this Undercity to be? Maybe it was supposed to be. Yeah, there's a Wasteland. So I think I actually fetch Underground Sea and cast Brainstorm. They Wasteland me. Oh shit, did I fuck up? I can't fetch. I can't do anything. I die. Okay, that's fine. One of those games. Maybe Undercity was better. Maybe Undercity was better. Right, on the play though this time. Because they did. It's one of those things, right, where that Wasteland from them is actually awful. Because if I find the Tabernacle, they lose. So that's like the trap that you have to set for them sometimes, is that they'll punt off their Wasteland and expose themselves to the Tabernacle at Pendulum Vale. They didn't seem to do that though. Well, they did do that, which is nice. I don't think I want consigns and sabotages and stuff like that for Hollow Ones. That doesn't seem real. I think the main fight is them having a functioning deck and then us killing them at some point. And if they do have a functioning deck, but we resolve a Tinker, then we also win. So this is 2 ley lines and no mana. Goodbye. This is lots of mana and a ley line. Do I bottom Tezzeret or do I bottom... like, mana drain? How much mana have I got? I've got 4 mana. That's not enough mana. I don't think I can keep Tezzeret. Tezzeret's insane. So we'll say done. One drama that we've got here is Upkeep Vigor. Opponent's on 4 though. I'd love a land. Do you have Upkeep Vigor? No. I'm going to cast Black Lotus and pass the turn. So now I've got Drain Misstep up, which might not be enough. They can still nuke me with lizards. Bazaar in. Bazaar up and down. Down to 3 cards in hand. Let's check the exile pile. 2 green cards going is great news. One of them comes into play. And are we draining a hollow one here? Seems really bad. I'm going to do it. Now the clock's super slow. They've got 2 cards in hand, but they discarded a bunch of well, they've got another hollow one, sure. So they don't have any vigors, they've just got triple hollow one. Good lord. Playing Undercity. Stock up seems really good next turn. Play Soul Ring, play Time Vault. So next turn we stock up. They upkeep Spin the Bazaar of Baghdad. No, opts out of additional value. So then we can cast stock up looking for that Academy. We take 9 here. They just top decked a Wasteland now, I'm going to scream. No, they didn't. No, I don't want to untap that. Cast stock up. Pithing Needle, Mox Jet, stock up Tinker. But if I take Tinker, Mox Jet, then I take 9. I go to 2. And I play Tinker, get key. Next turn, and they, unless they've top decked Vigor and they take a draw step and find it, then we should win. They could have Force of Will blue card as well. They've got something going on. Island. Let's Tinker. Get Manifold Key. And then try and take all the turns. I could have maybe got Sphinx of the Steelwind here, actually. That might play around Vigor better. But we win. We win. So, interesting match. Okay, game 3. We're up against Hope of 130. Okay. And we've got turn 1 DT, turn 2 kill. With a Mana Crypt in place. They might make us play it out. Underground Sea. Pass. No Lurus on the opposite side of the table. Mana Drain's interesting. So it's DT. And just get a Manifold Key, I guess. May as well. And I'll cast it again. May as well, I've got the mana floating. And then next turn we'll have Force of Will up during this turn. Shock in a Sink. Okay, yeah, you've got an Oath of Druids, that's absolutely fine. You're dead though. And we can Shock in the Stink and have Force of Will and Mana Drain open, and then use the Mana Drain mana to win with. Play this, yes. Time Vault. I think I do Mana Drain here. Because I get it in my second main phase, right? Wan Yu. And then no response, I just get the mana. And then I untap this artifact here, using this 5 floating. And take an extra turn and we win. And they don't make us play it out, which is very nice. So we're up against Oath of Druids. I wonder what that means. Consign can counter triggers. Sphinx can block forever and ever and ever. Snuff out, Fatal Push can't kill Atraxa. Virtue's Rowan can kill an Atraxa. Maybe I want like a needle for an Oko. Can they ever beat a Sphinx? Sphinx is still win? They've surely got bounce spell. Sphinx is awful. Let's grab a needle then. And then just drop nothing? Or am I just like perfect for this matchup already? Drop Tezzeret for a needle? That seems really bad. Drop Wan Shi Tong for a needle? Maybe Wan Shi Tong can go. Grab a needle for Oko. I don't think any of these other cards really do anything. Unless there's something I'm massively missing. But I'm happy to miss stuff, that's fine. You tell me if it's something you would have bought in instead. This sort of turn 4 Tezzeret with a Brainstorm I don't think is keepable. I think this turn 1 stock up is keepable. Let's get rid of one of the drains though. There's a good chance I'm not supposed to turn 1 stock up, I'm just supposed to drain into drain. Drain into stock up sort of thing. So they thought sees me, which is not enjoyable. They get to see all of this stuff. Vamp, drained, stock up, a bunch of mana. I don't know what they'll take here. Maybe the Mana Crypt, and that just turns off drain, stock up. The drain's already dead. They take the Vampiric, okay. And they've got a Lotus. And they've got 3 black mana to find a Norod. Okay. Well. And a Vampiric. There's a good chance we're dead then. So I do want the Steel Sabotage on the play, at least. Maybe the Consign on the play as well, if Norod is their post-board plan. Let's play this and this as well, just in case we find an Academy later. They're on 3 cards. This is probably just Mox Orchard Oath to finish off the day, though. And it's Ancestral Yourself. Okay. That makes sense. Powerful start from them. Strip Mine's very powerful as well. Why would you leave Strip Mine? Why would you leave my land? Okay, odd timing. I will play my land, don't worry. They've only got 5 cards, and we can Undercity here. They're going to Brainstorm. If we do genuinely just get to our second land and then get to drain something, then life is so sweet. They've shown us Strip Mine, they haven't shown us Wasteland. Beseiju, that's fine. So, like, I'm going to fetch Undercity here, and then every land after that will be a basic. But I think I have to fetch Undercity because I need to filter for this second land to get my drain online. Which we do hit, and we will keep on top. And now we're back to playing the game, right? They Norroded us, that was annoying. But now they know about my mana drain. And I can just sit here forever and do nothing. Another polluted delta. I'm not in a rush, they're not in a rush. Already used my Undercity to fix this second land. Mental Misstep's cool. As long as I just draw blue cards, I think I'm sorted. I wouldn't hate a Force of Will to roll off the top, though. Perfect. I think I'll wait a turn before trying to cast Stock Up. I want them to flinch. Because they're going to get to hand size first, right? So they're going to be the one who feels like they need to do something. And we know I've got this Mana Crypt which isn't doing anything for us. Mox Pearl, I'll hold that just so it makes my hand look scarier. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to play it so that my hand doesn't look as scary. But anyway, they're on hand size now. They've got a Forbidden Orchard, but they don't flinch. I've got a Yawgmoth's Will, which doesn't do anything. Will I flinch first if they pass it back? What's this? 3 mana, end step. So just running into my drain here. What could be 3 mana end step? Dig through time, very interesting. And this is the big battle they've set up. So I get a token. I do drain it, for sure. They've got a Force of Will or a Force of Negation, 100%. I Force of Will back on pitching Stock Up. On the negation, and then if they've got another one, then they've got another one. They don't, so we get 8 mana on our next upkeep. On our next draw step, sorry. Or main phase. Jesus wept. How hard is the card to fucking say words? So we've got 8 mana coming. They know about our Stock Up. They've got Oath of Druids. Do they also have Time Walk? Looks like it. Yeah, they do. So that's really powerful on their part. They get Atraxa. Abrupt Decay, multiple forces. So Show and Tell, Oath, Jet. Negation, Bauble, Consigned Memory, get Probe, Force of Will. That was a really large amount of cards I didn't like seeing. No Wastelands in their deck, so it is just the one Strip Mine that kind of got us a bit earlier. And then Traxxas reveals Force, Probe, Consign, Trop, Bauble, Negation, Jet, Oath, Show and Tell. So they can take like, well, they do take Oath, Probe, Trop, Bauble, Consign. Okay. And then you take a draw step. They've got 11 cards left in their deck. That's clearly not a problem. If they probe me, do I care? I do care, I think. And then they play the bauble. No, they can't play the bauble, can they? Well, they can play the bauble. Okay, my apologies. Okay. We've got some work to do. No real reason to fetch here, is there? We can just take a draw. Well, I don't want to draw a land. So I will fetch. Based on that. We'll go to our draw step and we'll get our 8 mana. And then do I cast Yawgmoth's Will first, or do I cast Stock Up first? I guess I cast Stock Up first. We'll take Tezzeret Stock Up. And then we'll cast another stock up. Tinker. Mystical. Tinker Mystical, Tinker Merchant. Needle doesn't do anything. Stock up seems fine. Vexing Bauble's really annoying. It's my Tinker, actually, isn't it? They're going to get another Atraxa trigger. They're going to get another Atraxa trigger. So if I Merchant, I don't have the blue mana for Sink into Stupor this turn. I don't have a Chain of Vapor in my deck. They're getting another Oath trigger. Flash Abrupt Decay. Lots of nonsense in their deck, isn't there? I didn't bring the Sphinx in the end, and the Sphinx would be fantastic here. I think I just take Mystical. Oh, I thought I was taking a stock up. Oh well. I just talked about how bad Tinker is. I just talked about how bad Tinker is. I think I fucked that up. Well, think is incorrect. I know I did. What can I get from my deck at the moment? There's not much to Tezzeret for other than Time Vault, right? So we just get Time Vault, I guess. Okay, so I think I'm just going to get Time Vault into play. And then next turn will have to be something good. But they're going to get another go with Atraxa and Oath of Druids and stuff. Okay. I think I messed that up by taking the Tinker and not the next stock up in line sort of thing. In for 3. Life points don't really matter. They do block 1 because they still get the Oath trigger anyway, so it's just a free 7 life for them. They target me and opt not to use, so there's just no Blessing and not many Atraxas. They pitched an Atraxa earlier, apparently. Or they delved an Atraxa. Okay, Tezzeret's dead. No, I don't want to use. Yes, I do want to draw. Did I want to draw? Was that really bad? Okay. So they're not oathing. I think I do want that Sphinx in my deck if I'm facing Null Rods and Vexing Baubles and stuff. I don't know why I didn't make any plays this turn. Island. Oko Thief of Crowns. Which will mana drain. And we'll go to our end step. And we'll Mystical for Sink into Stupor. Is that my only bounce spell? Yep. I do get some mana though, 3 of it. So I will sink your Null Rod. And now my artifacts work again. So now I can cast Tinker. And get a Manifold Key. The Vexing Bauble goes away. I assume they've got Force of Will then or something. Would make sense at this stage in the game. So I'll get a Manifold Key. I'll now untap target artifact. I'm expecting to get like the Vigor or something on the way through here. They've got 8 cards and no answers. Can that really be true? It can be. Jesus wept. I don't think I played that very well, but my opponent triggered an Attractor and then lost, which is quite entertaining. Okay, round 4 on the play against Miharu. Who has a cat. My hand is not particularly exciting, but I can Mystical for Ancestral off of basics, right? So I might just do that. I may not need to do that so soon. I think that'd just be on Dimir control. I may want to use this Mystical as Force of Negation fodder. No main deck Fatal Push is interesting as well. Like I know we've got the Sink and Stupid to deal with the problematic permanent. How do the Lurrus players always have so many pieces of power? Thunder Trap Trainer. Okay, so they're on PO. So they do have more pieces of power than, you know, ordinary players. So we do have to keep this Mystical Tutor for that PO now. That negation. I'll play my C, so I've got Drain open as well. They've Thunder Trapped into PO. They've got PO for 3 here if they want it. They might wait and go during my turn so they can play around negation and Spell Pierce and that sort of thing. Yeah, they do pass. I'm going to just play Underground Sea, I think. Maybe that's supposed to be a city there. End step PO maybe? Yeah, here we are. And I will try and drain that. I'm not expecting this drain to get through. It did get through. Okay. So now we're on just negation. But with stock up 4 mana DT, we might actually be able to get somewhere. Ancestral Self. I'm going to shoot that with my Mystical. Now I'm out of permission, but they've only got 4 cards. It'd be great if they just attacked me and bought Lurrus, you know. Boomerang Basics, what the fuck is that? Return target non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. No, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand if you controlled that permanent, draw a card. Okay, so they're going to bounce their guy. They draw a card as well. They get to play another land and redeploy the Thunder Trap. That was cute. And that lines up 4 cards in hand. One of them's a Vexing Buble. They play a Mana Crypt from hand. And they tap that for the Vexing Bauble. So we've got free reign this turn then. But they do have a mana untapped in case we get a bit too frisky. So we'll draw a card for the turn. It's a Mox Sapphire. That kind of is dicked on by the Bauble there. I'm going to lead on stock up. I find Academy, which is bad. Mana Drain, which is potentially good. Brainstorm. I guess Brainstorm. Mana Drain. Oh, Mana Vault's really good actually, isn't it? Mana Vault, Brainstorm. And now I can cast a Mana Vault like so. I'm going to Brainstorm before I DT. Tezzeret DT. What am I DTing for here? Force of Will doesn't do anything. Let's put these two back. I could just DT 4-time Vault. Let's get Time Vault to hand, I think. And then play an Undercity. And bin the Sapphire. If I draw Emerald next turn, I'm going to submit complaints. They Vampiric Tutor, holy hell. That's a PO for 4-5. Yeah, that might kill me. Maybe getting Time Vault was bad. Maybe I'm supposed to get something else. PO for 5 is pretty tough. Yeah. I don't want to yield to everything, but I don't feel like clicking this much. We've got one Hail Mary next turn if we get another turn. They have already attacked us. Oh yeah, because they're on the blue-black version, right? So they're on like a PO for Vault Key rather than PO for 4th Aerlingus. They Thunder Trap. They've taken a walk. They've got 2 floating. They find a stock up. They play an island to cast a stock up with. Very nice. Did I just spew too much? No, I counted a PO for 4. I counted a PO for 4 and an Ancestral, right? I think they're things we are fighting. Mana Crypt flips. Hits them, so I am winning. And then Snapcaster walk, Snapcaster PO. I think we're good, but Snapcaster Walk. Okay. They cast Walk. Attack for 1. Once they've got this, they've declined the PO, so I guess they're just holding another PO here. Because otherwise you just snap PO. $30 cards. Not really much to do other than lose at this point. And they've got the Snapcaster and all the POs, so we are dead. It's fine. I know we were dead a while ago, but maybe this tutor was really bad. I don't know how I'm supposed to play though. Needle Push, J-Load Void, Snuff Out, Tinker, Tab. None of these cards really do anything. I think we're just already like pre-blue set up, right? Hercules has got the nonsense mode. Do I want a Fatal Push for their Lurus in the deck, or am I happy just to rely on permission? I could bring in a Fatal Push over like a Mystical. I don't think I want to sideboard purely for Lurus. I think I'd rather have the Mystical, and they're not very good in these matchups that turn grindy. But they are still somewhat an amount of action, right? So I'm just going to resubmit. I'm not hugely excited about any of these cards. Maybe a Needle actually is better than a Mystical, but I don't think so. I think I'm just going to resubmit. Okay, on the play this time though. I think I was on the play last time as well, right? I just played Island Go. This is a bit more than Island Go. This is really bad actually, isn't it? So what is this? This is awful. Yeah, I can't keep this. I've got mana, but I've not got anything else. And here I can put the thing back and go Island Saga at least. And then we can Mystical for Ancestral and Ancestral on their turn too. Great. So now they know the plan in the game and that the coast is clear. They've got an Urza Saga, but it's faster than my Urza Saga. So I could Mystical for Time Walk here actually. To overtake on Sagas. Okay, no, their opener was just fucked. And then they've got the Time Walk. So they start Sagaing. And we start dying. So maybe I'm supposed to like try and walk into a stock up or something. I think I'm just going to get smashed, to be honest with you. Boomerang Basics on the Opal just to draw a card and take a look. Non-land permanent. So they can't recycle the Saga. They roll out a Ruby. Maybe my keeps were just awful. They look like a person who's just found PO. Maybe not, because they just played a land. They found something though. Oh, Lurus. So they can play Lurus and create a creature. They're not really going anywhere though, right? They've got one card left. They play Lurus off the... I was going to say the Mana Vault. But I think I'm going to Time Walk. Or do I just Ancestral? How much damage am I taking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe I just get Ancestral then. Because 11 is not too bad. They've got one card in hand. We Ancestral Self. Vexing Bauble, Mystical Tutor. Vampiric Tutor, sorry. Vexing Bauble, Vampiric Tutor, DT. I take 11. I go to 9, I go to 7. Something's going on. Let's play the Underground Sea then. We're dead to like Snapcaster Mage. We're dead to almost everything. But there is a sneaky way here through somewhere. With all these tutors that we just drew. What does DT for Lotus do? Well, they might get Vexing Bauble actually off of this. So I guess a dumping of mana is how I get back into this game. Yeah, they do get Vexing Bauble. They find a stock up. What do I vamp for then? Thunder Trap. I think I vamp for Time Walk, and I think I've got to start trying to piece something together. So I can vamp for Time Walk, cast Time Walk. I take 11, I go to 9. Cast Vampiric Tutor. They've got 2 cards in hand. They can get rid of their own Vexing Bauble. They've got Flusterstorm in hand. That's upsetting. Did I know that actually off the thing? I did, yeah, okay. My bad. My bad. I didn't really pay attention. Yeah, we lose. Okay. Yeah, I think I played that last bit poorly. I should have vamped at some point beforehand to guarantee the Time Walk on top of my deck, but then my Time Walk still gets flustered, right? So, blah, blah, blah. We just got steamrolled. Okay, we repaired straight back into Miharu, so we might just get steamrolled again. But I can turn one Merchant for Ancestral. There's a Vexing Bauble in play. Don't know what to do about this Bolas' Citadel. Magic Online's going offline, just in case you were wondering. The repair against the matchup, which just absolutely stomped us, is a bit upsetting, to be honest with you. That is what you get for the 12:30 on a Wednesday. They took a mulligan to 6. I'm going to play Island, untap my Island, cast my Black Lotus, play my Vexing Bauble. I probably want Vexing Bauble in play all the time, don't I? But I'm going to Merchant for Ancestral. Ancestral. And then Ancestral Self. Tinker has no targets. Wan Shi Tong. All these cards are bad, man. Blue to Delta. They do play Flusterstorm. There's a Saga. I'm pretty happy with this bauble being in play though against the PO deck. So I might just actually let it sit there and just get a Sapphire and then sit with Drain around and then Wan Shi Tong them, something like that. Like if this draw step misses, I'm not going to cycle into a Mox Jet, you know? I'm just going to let my Saga tick up and get there, get my Sapphire, mana drain something later. I've got Storm Chaser's talent. I agree. Tezzeret. I could get a Soul Ring. I think I just want Sapphire. I've got to discard to hand size. Oh, hang on. I could just throw a Tinker at them. No, I couldn't. They could have Flusterstorm, and I have bad cards in my hand. I'm just going to discard the house. And hang around and pray to get a mana drain later. I think that's better. We can discard Mox Jet this time around. I think. So paying for Boomerang Basics to pump their guy and get another token. I think that's fine. They draw 2 basically. They get the thing back. I get this guy in. X equals 0. So I get nothing, and then I get a card from here. It's another mana drain. They get another Storm Chaser's talent. I could Mystical for land. That's 3 damage coming in. They've got to discard a card. They just got a Mox Emerald. I play an island. And now I'm just attacking for 2. I don't see the need to play a Tinker or anything like that. I don't know what I'd get. Well, I could Tinker for Mana Vault. No, I think I'm happy where we're at. If I want to, I can Mystical for a stock up or something in the future. They cast a Vexing Bauble. I think I might just fight this Vexing Bauble with a Mana Drain. And they have a Flusterstorm. And that's all fine. Although I'm taking damage now for no reason, aren't I? Yeah. There's loads of triggers, I understand. Maybe that wasn't very good. So now I take 6. So Vexing Bauble's in. These 2 guys attack. I'm going to walk, I think. Walking doesn't do much, does it? I'm going to stock up. let's cast Stock Up. Ruby Pearl Walk. Let's take Walk Lorien. Lorien can get the Underground Sea that we're missing. And then maybe we can walk into a Tezzeret or something, and then that's when we'll start blocking. They've got a Time Walk. Am I supposed to block this turn or next turn? Because they're going to have loads of zeros, right? Yeah, here come all the zeros with all of the Vexing Baubles. So they're just going to try and smash face. So I chump this. What do I just take 4? And then they need 3 spells next turn. I think I chump this and say you need 6 spells next turn. No, you don't. They still only need 3 spells, right? Maybe that block was bad. Yeah, I'm dead if they're throwing crypts and shit at me. How did I lose the game where their whole hand is dead to the Vexing Baubles? I just didn't cast cards. I didn't do anything. I just sat here and died to these. Maybe I should have drained the thing that picked up the talent. Maybe that was... Yeah, it's usually my fault, but... Maybe the one I played Wan Shi Tong was wrong. I should have drained instead. Oh well. Do I want anything? Steel Sabotage, Sphinx of the Steel Wind. Fatal Push, maybe, is better than we thought before. Drop like Mystical. And Wan Shi Tong. Something like this. So if I can get rid of that Vexing Bauble, then maybe I can still participate with my Force of Wills and Force Negations. I'm not sure. I feel like I'm just getting wrecked by Mahari. Okay, so this opener is Quick Sagaring, so we're going to keep it. Very quick Saga gaming. I think I just cast Mana Crypt before they see the Saga. And then I'll cast the Opal anyway to get it into play. And now this game will be the one that smashes face. Unless, of course, they've just got like Git Probe kill you. Which is what game 2 felt like in the last match, right? So there's a Ruby. And their own Saga. And a Time Vault, so they really put me under pressure there. Tails from us. I've got a Mana Drain to fight a Time Walk with. And I've got to come up with something in the next turn or so as to how I'm beating their Saga. Else they just eat my token. That's pretty brutal. I draw nothing. I didn't bring the needle in, did I? No. So am I just dead? I think I'm just dead. I didn't bring in a needle. They take an extra turn after this one. Wow. I wasn't expecting to die that hard and that fast, actually. Yeah. Okay then. Well, anticlimactic end. Didn't see the untapped time vault line. Got my token eaten. Missed and died. So, okay. Well, I had fun, other than getting smashed by Miharu, which is not an uncommon experience for me. Enjoyable deck to play. Lots of lines. Beat every non-Miharu player that we came up against, which I think is a fine place to be in Vintage if you're only losing to the killers. But I did feel strategically outmatched there. Like, they just had our number in every single step of the way, didn't they? So, so it goes. But Lukashi's Tinker deck, a lot of fun to play. Would check it out. Tezzeret was cool. We'd used it a couple of times, even if we were merely a spectator in Game 3. Or Round 5, sorry. So, that's that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.